Hey guys, I'm Kayakis, and welcome to Hydroneer, an older game, not too old, but it's one of my favorite ones. So let's hop into a new game. The last time I played this, do I want to run a short tutorial? No, I do not. Last time I played this was probably around 2-ish years ago. Save name here. We'll just do game 1. It's not the first one, but that's fine. New game. Let's hop right on into it. And here we are. Our very own dirt plot. Alright, and to start us off, let's grab ourselves our handy dandy shovel. How do I grab this? There we go. And drop. Perfect. Maybe I should have done a tutorial after all. So we can dump this out. I know we can place these items somehow. Not entirely sure how we do that. Let's grab this and put that there. Grab our bucket, put this over here. And we start off by digging a little bit of a hole. Where should we start digging? I'm not entirely sure. Right about here seems pretty good. Throw it into our bucket. And just keep on digging. I believe our little bucket here can hold 4. So then we grab this guy. And I think we want to maybe go for our shadow dot there, not our blue dot. So you can see our shadow dot is in the pan. Dump that on in. And then, if I remember correctly, we can actually get 2 buckets in this thing. There we go. Get our shadow bucket, shadow dot. No, it doesn't look like that's actually accurate. So, bring this in here. Fill it up with some water. Bring it over here. Grab our brush and scrub it up dub. We have a couple pieces of gold. Nice. I think we'll just leave those in there for right now. Let's grab our piece of dirt. Shove that in there. Shove it in some water. Bring it back out. And now we got some iron. Looks like 3 iron and 1 piece of gold from that one. Very good. I think we can use this right away, actually. Looks like we have a bit of a map. So this is the map of the city right now. We are... looks like over there. I think we might be that blue... yeah, we're that blue square. Oh, you can actually see which way we're pointing. Alright. Well, we have... you can see a few dig spots. Kind of a couple of towns, if you will, dotted around here. Let's just put that back. Very good. And then... I think that's about it. Yeah, over here we have a lantern. How do we turn that on? Do I need to pick it up to turn it on? It would appear so. And then I can place it, maybe?
Huh?
That'll work. Alright. Well, let's get back to working on getting rich. Alright, and as it's getting a little darker, or maybe the sun's just hiding, we have not too much more. Didn't do too much more. You can see our hole's pretty shallow. But let's go and grab ourselves, I'm stuck in the hole, some, well, not grab ourselves, but let's go sell.
Pale blood.
Hello? Let's go sell this stuff. Let's see. Are you wanting to talk to me? No, I don't think so. Alright, but right up here, right up this little mountain, not really a mountain, a hill, I suppose, might be more accurate, we should be able to find someone to sell to.
Don't care where it come from. If it's got value, I'll take it.
She'll take it. So, plop that right there. We see that sells for 76 C. So probably coins. Hit that button. There it is. This one single coin is 76 C. Plop that in there. Oh, hold on. I think we need this off the table first. Plop that in there. Very good. Now, we run on down this hill, across the bridge.
Pale blood.
And here we are into the shop. Man, we got people everywhere now. Let's see. Our money. Can we get our money again? goes into that bucket. 76C. What can we do? Well, if we could get... No, not another bucket. None of that. A hand sorter. Pour resources into the sorter. Spit out resources. Ah, that would be good. However, one of these. A casting mold. That would be good. Throw that down. We would need a small furnace. That's already more than we have. We would need a crucible. And is that it? No, I think we need a blacksmith hammer. Oh no, that's only if we're getting an anvil, which right now we don't need an anvil. Alright, how much is all that? How much do we need to work up to buy? Seeing if we want any of this other stuff here. I don't think we need that yet. So we need about double the amount of gold that we currently have. That's too bad. Let's go back and work on getting more money. And after working nearly all through the night, it's still pretty dark out, you can see. This is what we've come up with. And it looks like we've gotten our first gem. Oh, it's not a gem actually, it's core stone ore. A nugget of core stone can be melted in a crucible into a bar or sold at the jeweler. I thought that was a ruby. That's too bad. Alright, but let's go ahead, bring this on up, and get this sold. Alright, 151 for all of that. Good stuff. Good. And look at that, we got more than one coin this time. All just our blue gems left. That's fine. Now let's go bring this back over and get our goodies, and then we can start getting even more money.
Hail blood.
Oh no, I'm stuck. There we go. Grab our money, plop it on there. Should all combine. 227. And we only need... Alright, I mean, that's just telling you how to buy things. We only need that much. How much money do we have left? 81. 81 coins. Very good. And let's just work on getting this set up. I should be able to, I think, get this placed. Maybe not that thing. Maybe not that specifically. Let's see about the crucible. I should be able to get this thing placed. I know that for sure. Alright. There we go. Yes. Got a grid. Where do I want my crucible? We'll just put it there. So this thing cannot be placed like that. Only the larger items. Okay, so we got everything set up. I did buy a few more of these. I mean, if that's a bucket, this is, I don't know, a pan? Sure. And I ended up throwing in our little blue gems there. So you can see those got all melted up. And then all we got to do from here is put them into our casting mold. Put that back so it stays nice and hot. And now we have a shard bar. A bar of shard. We'll just leave that right there. And work on getting more of these things all filled up. Getting even more money. And now I bought more so that we can separate these. So I guess one will be for the shards. One will be for gold. One will be for iron. But it takes all the same process to do all that. So just a lot of that. Put this into... Oh, I missed. I even changed my my drop dot to be red so I could see it when it's darker, because when it is dark like this, I guess I didn't work through the night. It just was dusk. Alright. Well, I mean, sorry if you guys had a hard time seeing. I did put a light over here, but it's still pretty dark. So let me, I guess, work through the night and see what we end up getting. And it's not quite daytime yet, but I did turn up the gamma, so that is a nice little feature, so it shouldn't be quite as dark. So you can see we've got a decent amount of loot. And the way I like to do this is just drop these right in my circle, so then I can just pick up and drop, pick up and drop. Oh, that's an iron. Iron, so, uh-oh. Just like this, basically. Uh-oh. If I could actually get it into the bucket, that would be ideal. And you can see we actually have an orange stone, which is cloudium. So we're actually just going to leave that in the bucket. That'll work. Because we're not going to do anything with that at the moment. Now that we are able to make the bars, I would like to stick with selling the bars only. Because the bars, when they are put together, are going to be worth a lot more than just the raw chunks of ore that we have here. So you can see we've gotten quite a bit of iron and a little bit of gold. So we should be able to get, hopefully, a decent chunk of money. This will definitely be our biggest haul yet. There we go. All separated. You can see actually we didn't get any shards. And then it's just a matter of lining up our dot wherever that is. Nice. Got it all in there. We'll drop that in. Everything should be all melted up. And put that back. Very good. Got a little gold bar. Grab our iron and do the same thing. If I could just work my way right there. Perfect. Grab that. Put it there. Alright. Now, actually, bring a bucket back over here. We can see how much these are going to sell for. Alright. And to the jeweler. So, we're at the jeweler now, and we can see 102 just for this guy. Go ahead and do that. And 139 for the gold bar. So we've gotten well over 200 gold. So hopefully
something specific.
So this guy's looking for a green gem
Crafted product. Fetch
with
hefty prices.
15 weight. Sure. I don't think there's any time frame on this. Hopefully that stays in the bucket. No. Well, can we just get this
I'll
to...
trade you for some guild tokens.
There we go. How about that? That's kind of in there. No.
You know,
Alright, we'll leave that. But yeah, eventually we'll be getting into some gems. Haven't found any yet, but we should be getting there relatively soon, I would hope. Alright, how much money do we have now? Combine those, we have 298. So the best way probably to get automation going is we're going to need a forged iron inlet thing. So this pumps it at 100%. And what we'll need is some fittings and whatnot. So this one, we place a shard into it, or a shard bar, and it increases the water pressure. So it comes out at 100%, but each piece decreases water pressure by 3%, so it makes it less pressurized. Well, at the moment, we don't necessarily need find more items in Bridge 4. Neat. So at the moment, we don't necessarily need a lot of pressure. In order to really quicken this up, we will be looking for a lot of these just straight pieces. Oh, let's make sure it gets on there. A bed would be nice, then we could make sure it's like always daytime. 24 coin? Sure, let's do it.
Huh?
Get a bed on there. We have almost 300, so that's basically our budget. We could put a valve on here. There we go. We could put a valve on here, then we could turn it on and off as we please.
Huh?
But I don't think there's going to be a big need for that. Here, this thing needs to kind of move over. There we go. And yeah, we just need a good little pile of this. There we go. Everything is all bought up. We do have 57 left. And you may be curious, wondering how many trips did that take? Well, it didn't take any yet because it's all right here. The game gave us a cart that we can use, so just threw everything right on in there. You can see you can stack them when they're actually inside of the cart, so they don't have collision when they're inside of a transport object. And then we just bring this on over here, relatively slow. But then we have all of our stuff ready for use. So we'll just park our cart right here. And let's get our bed down first of all. I did buy a little concrete platform. That way we have should have an easier time lining up our drops here. And let's see. Can I rotate this? I should be able to. There we go. That'll be fine. Probably. I might end up moving it because I might want to run through here. Actually, can I put it behind the sign? I wonder. Oh, kind of into the floor even. It's probably going to be fine. Alright. So we take our intake pipe and we work on getting this thing in here. Rotate it so it faces that way, maybe over here. Is that going to work? Well, it's spitting out water, so yes. Yeah, it doesn't actually need to be, I guess, hooked into the ground there. It just needs to be in the water. And then we can just hook these on. And then you can see it starts spitting them out right there. So, just need to extend... Hello? Oh, pushing the wrong button, that's why. Just need to extend this out. And then instead of bringing our water or our bucket all the way out to the river, we're bringing the river to our water bucket, which will be fantastic. And looks like we probably could use a little bit of extra, we probably could use some more of these pipes here, maybe a bend or two. These can only be placed in 90-degree segments. So, I mean, if I were to put this over here instead, it would probably line up much better with my hole. So I guess I'll go and move everything. All right, much better. So you can see we're right next to our hole now instead of over there. And yeah, we just have this dripping into our bucket. And that'll be a constant source of water. So that should definitely help us speed this up ever so slightly. And then we can just bring our bucket here. And when we start digging again, we can fill up our bucket, and then with our dirt, we just drop it into here. And, I don't know, brush it all up, and there we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And after a little bit more time, which took much quicker because of this, I only had to go from here to there, and back and forth instead of here all the way over to there. Just sped it up so much quicker. We now have this as our haul, which doesn't really look like a ton because everything's all stacked up, but we can test out our new platform. Maybe we can get up to it. That worked out wonderfully. Now we take this, put it in there. I think that might be bigger than our last one. And let's go ahead and get the gold going as well. If I could get up on this platform, goodness. I can't actually see my little drop circle when I'm up there. Alright, we need to get that off of there. Put that in there. Good. Alright, so we have a gold bar and an iron bar. And then we can actually resmelt the bar and add even more shards to it. So, I can see it now. There we go. And we can take that and pour it. And it's slightly bigger, I guess. We'll just drop that there. Alright, hopefully I'll let you guys know that our goal is 750 coins. I won't spoil it as to what we're trying to get for 750 coins, but that is our goal. Unfortunately, we are not close to that 750 goal with this batch. Only 259. Very sad. And I think we only have like 50 coins over in this other spot, so that's like 300 total. So we're gonna have to do quite a bit more mining, and if you guys are unaware, the deeper we dig, yeah, 316, the more valuable stuff we will find, the larger the ores and all that other fun stuff there. So we just need to keep going, I guess. Keep going a little bit longer as well. No, you come back here. Get right there. Oh, we gotta crouch. There. That'll work. Yeah, that'll be fine. Doesn't need to be centered, just needs to be there. Alright, back to the grind. After even more mining, here's our haul. Got it all already all combined. So I'm thinking we take all of this, and yeah, the Cloudium, I got another piece, so I just made that into an ore bar. I wonder if a single piece of core stone could be made into a bar. It can be. I don't know if that's going to be any more worthwhile, but we can add it in there. And let's go see our haul. So, all of that is over 800 coins. Fantastic. I'm curious, though, how much is the iron? 225, not bad. And then the gold. So those two alone, 541. Yeah, we were getting a little deeper. I don't think we had much more quantity-wise for the ore. Maybe a little bit. And then, let's see, this core stone bar, only 24. Not very much. And then this Cloudium, 261. That was only 2 nuggets of it. So that's pretty good money right there. Alright, we got our 800 coins. Let's go combine this with our other stack of coins. And now we can get our shopping going. So that's pretty exciting. Get our other coins. I don't think they combine in the bucket. But we have 1142. Nice. Put that back in the bucket. And what we actually want to buy is right across the way right here. So let's go ahead, plop our money in the money bucket. And right here, we get the Iron Forge drill and the Iron Forge harvester, which is 750 coin. We're leaving us with almost 400 coin. And yeah, we'll need those eventually, but let's work on getting these set up first. So basically, this is the setup we're going to have to use, where it's kind of tiered like that. And so I'm thinking ideally we could get this drill to be as low as we can, right down there. But that would mean we'd have to go even lower for our harvester. And then the harvester, it'll just spit things out right here, right in the front there. However, both of these, this has a inlet there, and that has an inlet there. So we're going to have to work on maybe moving our piping. Might need to buy some more fittings in order to get all of that to work out. And in order to aid our placement of these, I bought a pickaxe. Because unlike the shovel, the pickaxe is pretty good at clearing dirt. And instead of actually, we'll say, maintaining the dirt that you mine, it just gets rid of it. Just completely gets rid of it. So it's good for digging, opening up holes. And yeah, it'll be good for placement of these. We can work on getting them because we'll have to unbury all of this area. Well, I guess that area, so we can get the water all hooked up. So I'm thinking maybe we move this over here into that lowest spot. Here, let's work on getting that in there. I think right there. How about one closer right there? I think would be a good spot. And then as for this right here, I think would be ideal. So now we just need to kind of unbury it, get a nice little spot, I think, for the output as well. That way we can get in and out of there pretty easily. So it's just a matter of digging now, which this is, I mean, it goes pretty quick, but it's not too bad either. So we just need to dig up this. Then we'll have our area set up. And as the, I'm going to say, sun is rising or setting, I don't really know which one, we now have our system set up. So here we are. Our harvester is already running because that cannot be toggled on or off. And my only concern is hopefully there is enough dirt underneath this that it'll actually be able to harvest. And I mean, I guess looking at this, I probably could have come up here, except... No, I guess I could have. I didn't necessarily need to run the piping out and around like I did here. Hold on. I want to be able to jump up here. And currently, I cannot. I'm getting tossed around. Yeah, I just gotta mine this out just a tad bit. I just want to be able to jump up here. All right, that seems pretty good. We'll drop that. And let's get this thing going. So it is enough. And then, yeah, you can see this spits out, wait for it, boom, a piece of dirt, which hops into here, and that spits out into our bucket. And so we now have automation. And it should get us more than just iron, but I mean, there it is. Wait, is that Cloudium? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, so that's pretty expensive stuff there. So you can see it does get us pretty good stuff, and actually here is a gem, an uncut sapphire. So we're getting very good goodies out of this. So we can just let that kind of run its own course. Of course, this is unfiltered water. We don't have any filters. And so because of that, well, it's not foolproof. And I don't like that that did that. I think maybe we need to move our bucket back a little bit. That way it's more centered. Maybe right here. How does that look? I'm not completely sold on it. Hopefully that'll... I mean, it'll catch most of it, I suppose. I got some more of these flooring pieces just to... Well, I put the flooring you saw down there. I couldn't put it on this side. I didn't have enough dugout for that yet, but that's fine. And then I suppose I can just put this here and... Oh, that's my last one. I thought I had one more. Oh, well. Do I want it here then? That's fine, I guess. That's fine. It's fine. Alright, so we could either just kind of let this go and get our automated mining doing its thing and explore, or we could join in and do some manual mining with the automated mining. I did enough manual mining at the moment. I think we just kind of let it go, and maybe we could go explore a little bit, see if there's anything new and exciting, although I guess we don't have any money to do anything with. So we are here. We've been running back and forth to Bastion's Keep to our left on the map here. Looks like there's Burnscroft, which I'm not familiar with. And then we have Bridgeport, which I am familiar with. Grangefield, which I don't think I'm familiar with that either. Huh. Icehelm, Snowrune Falls. Well, it looks like Burnscroft is pretty close, so let's run down there and see what that has to offer us. Well, just that far away from our little field here, there's actually... Oh, that's an arrow that way. A little cave mine thing. Ooh. Oh, well, hello there. Alright. I believe this is where our trophy finds go. I'm not 100% sure on what that exactly means. I can't remember. But onward. I believe this is Burnscroft. I had to remember the name. I mean, one would think so. This person wants a nugget that is 1.5 weight. Sure. We'll just put that there. Stock market. They're looking for some fish. And yeah, you could do some fishing, and that's a way to get some money. What can I buy here? I could buy some filters. Those are expensive. It increases water quality by 20%. So if you have 5 of these things, that'll mean your machines will not deteriorate, or at least not as quickly. A fishing rod, a fish bucket, fishing pot. Is that all that's here? Is just some fishing stuff? This will tell me the durability of stuff. Is there anything over here? Maybe not. I think we have to catch a shrimp in order to unlock the next rod and something along that line. Alright, well... Oh, Raptor. Sure. Alright, well, I don't think there's much here for us. I'll leave that there. 1.5 weight. I think that's pretty easy to remember. Unfortunately, that was a relative disappointment. At least we didn't go too far. But we can head back to our little spot and see just how much money we actually made from just a short amount of mining that this thing did. Well, it's still going, so that's a good sign. Something overshot it. Yeah. I can already tell. I know I usually have this stuff separated, so you guys might not be able to tell, but that's definitely more than we've ever gotten. So let's go ahead, turn that off. That way things... Oh, hold on. Let's just switch out the buckets. That sounds like a smarter idea than just turning off the system completely. No, give me... Thank you. Or was it like here? Oh no. Oh no. Rotate that. That should do it. I wanted to turn it on. Thank you. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's just watch it again. Make sure it actually does go in. Alright. And now, where'd I put that? I need to make sure not to lose this thing. This thing has like, I don't know. Shoot! Did not mean to do that. Oh well, I guess. Let's not have you in there. Yeah, I don't think you're as important. And yeah, we'll just separate all the iron and gold. And there we go. Everything is all sorted out now. So yeah, a lot of gold, a lot of iron, and 3 pieces of cloudium. A couple of gems, actually. I think we'll hold on to the gems until we can actually do something more with them. Because I don't think it's going to be worthwhile to do anything with them at this moment. But now, let's dump those in. Good. I'm glad we were able to get all those in because sometimes, especially when you're not able to see your dot, you miss. And then you end up making a big old mess. And that is just not a fun time. That is a large gold bar. And that is an even larger iron bar. Perfect. Let's get these into a bucket. Let's grab... Yeah, let's grab our cloudium. Can I reach that one? Nice. Let's get this all smelted up. I mean, 2 pieces, that was what, 260? So 3 pieces might be close to 400. Let's hope. So ideally, and this would be very ideal, 2,000 coin is what I'm looking for. Not for anything necessarily specific, but I think 2,000 coin would be fantastic to see out of this. What do we think? 1881. Let's just see how these things are. 520. So almost between a third and a quarter. We've got 550 again. So again, almost 4 or between a third and a quarter. Those are almost the same price actually. Very close, which means this thing is 800, 809. Yeah, so 3 pieces of cloudium is worth more than all of that. Than the iron and gold separate, and almost as worth as them combined. Oh, it didn't combine? What?
I'd like you to make me something.
There we go. 1881. Very good. So we should be able to come over and upgrade our stuff a little bit more. Let me think. We probably want an anvil. Although if we could get some of these going, that would be ideal. That way we don't have to spend all that extra time. Oh, hold on. Let me actually... Let's put this in here. 1894. Alright. So, one quick way to get things kind of bought and moved and everything is this cart, which I know I talked about a little earlier, but one of the ideal ways to use it, I think at least, is as follows. Bring this into the store here. Just kind of drop it off right here. And every time it saves, it makes it hiccup a little bit. And just drop it in. So I think, I mean, we only need the one. Because Yeah, we could just switch out the nugget, if you will. So let's see. This. Trying to think how. So I think the sorted one comes out here, and then the other one comes out here, which means we'll probably need to stair step it actually. I don't think you can just put them side by side. Let's just see how it looks. Yeah, that's not how that's gonna end up being. So yeah, unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to stair step it in a way where they're on top of each other, which is going to be quite a bit more difficult than, well, not stair stepping it. Let's grab an anvil, I think. And with an anvil, we will need a blacksmith hammer. Good. And let's see. I mean, we're going to need a lot of, probably those, but a lot of piping. Let's do maybe one more of these for the shards. And then everything else, the cloudium, the gems, whatever else, they can just kind of be together. Do I want any more or not anvils, furnaces and whatnot? I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but I think we'll be fine for right now. Let's get a pressure tank. Then we can actually start using our shards. And then probably want a lot of these fittings. So let's bring our cart over here. And then we can load this up. So we probably need a T. And then we have some straight pieces. Probably would be ideal to have a few more. And some more bends. Alright, let's start with that. Make sure we can even afford all of this. How are we looking? Oh, we are good. Actually, I think I might throw in a couple more concrete floors. Nice, we can snag it from right here. That way our sifters, they can have something to sit on. That'll work. We'll buy all that. And then there we go. Everything's already loaded into the cart. Easy peasy. Don't have to unload it or move it or anything else. We can just take that, go straight back to our plot, and yeah, just really cuts down and saves time. Looks like we are still mining, which is fantastic. I was a little concerned. I know this thing will deteriorate. Oh man, things are getting a little wily over here. Looks like we're having a lot of gold in here, which is fantastic. All right, so let's just get this unloaded now. How many of these did I get? 4, at least 5. 5. That'll work. And then these sifters. I guess the bottom one. How do I want this? I guess. No, wait. How do I want this? I mean, that wouldn't be terrible. Wonder if I can switch the side. No, I don't think I can. Maybe like this. So then the end one, rotate it like that, right here. Yeah, the pipes on that side, I think that's how we'll do it. And our machine is making a good big old clunking noise, and it's sparking, which is definitely not ideal. So that tells me it's broken. So let's come over here, grab our money, and then we can get some stuff to repair it. So 872 is a good amount. We could actually get a few of these. So this is a spanner. It does a single use for fixing them, or we could get a bag. So 53 versus 220, which I believe this has 5 uses. So you actually get a better deal getting a bag instead of a single use spanner. So we come over here, we find the clunker, give it a fix, and it's back to working. And yeah, I'm thinking this is how we're going to have to do it. I think we'll have to enter up there. That way it starts in 1 and goes linearly instead of, I was going to have it come in here and branch off, but I think that's going to be more fittings than I care for. So let's try to get this. Yeah, I think like that. Then I guess another bend where, oh no, don't push me. So we'll get another bend, rotate like that and up. All right. And then I guess we'll need a T here, but there's no T that actually works like that. Yeah, I gotta give this a little bit of a think. Well, here we are. We got it all set up now. So hopefully once we actually get things dumped into here, it will work out fine. I put these buckets a little further back. I hope that's back far enough. I don't know if they just drop straight down. This one looks like maybe I could move it a little closer. I don't know if that's actually closer. But hopefully that's a pretty decent spot for these. Now I just need to get them sorted. So let's grab a gold chunk. And we will put this one, if I can get up here, right on this one. Because we should get a lot of that. We'll grab a iron and bring this up to this other one. If I could get up right there, and then shards. I guess I have some shards. Hello, can I get, thank you. Grab one of these shards and get this set right. That'll work, I think. And now let's just take one of these and see, where does this get spit out at? Wow. Okay. That was like right out here. Which tells me I'm probably going to need... Oh, nice. To move this one out. Maybe right here. Alright, let's grab another piece of iron and check this one out. Where does this one go? Oh, just behind it. Right about there? Hopefully. Hopefully it's pretty consistent. Alright, that looks pretty good. And as for gold, everything else is spitting out kind of far. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is also out here. That should work. And then I think I need a bucket just for the end here, so I need to go buy another one. That way all of the excess stuff can just get caught right in there. So let's come over here and get a bucket. Good thing they don't cost very much, or I guess it's a pan. There we go. Probably be worthwhile to get another one. That way I can switch out the pans at the bottom there, keep that kind of going pretty consistently. However, I need to test out these, so let's grab an emerald. Got it. So this should go all the way from the top and land in the bucket down... Hello? Down below. I want to try to... There we go. Oh, that does not go far at all. So we'll have to get this thing snuck in there. Not like that. Here. That should work. Alright, let's try this again. If I can get back up. It was a trek. It was a feat just to get up there. Alright, that looks good. Let's turn this off and sort it all. Off, off, off. There we go. This might lag the game a little bit. There's probably quite a few items in here. Hopefully this doesn't make a big mess and they all land in the buckets that they're supposed to. That worked out wonderfully. Alright, I don't know if you guys saw the big old glob that everything was, but... Oops. Alright, let's put this back in here. Yeah, that looks good. Turn that back on. How are we looking? I think that's going to be fine. I just want to make sure everything is pretty well going in. Good. And as for this bucket, we've got a couple of cloudium, a lot of emeralds actually. I think emeralds might be the cheapest thing that we have here. Alright, and then I guess we can throw these in the shard bucket now. We should be able to get a good amount of money from all of this. Alright, let's go and see how much money we can make from all of this. I went and picked out the best ruby, or that's not a ruby, the best sapphire that we have. Get all that melted up. And I mean, the worst part is I'm going to have to try to figure out where these all end up going. Alright, and then we make a bar out of this. And we'll actually put the crucible over there this time and get that heating up itself. We take our sapphire. I bought a grinding wheel. So we grind that. We'll put this right there. And then as far as this goes, we can cycle through and find this. I believe this is a necklace. So you can see we need a gem in this slot, and then a bar and a bar. And then we need our construction hammer. So I bought a saw. And this allows me to cut that in half. And it's always a good sign when they stay basically the same size as when they started. So we'll get this here. Grab that, put that there. And we need to strike while the iron's hot. There it is. We have our necklace. Our necklace of dreams. Let's go see how much this one sells for all by itself. Just a bunch of gold and one little sapphire. Alright, coming up. I'm not gonna wait. Cut right in front of this guy. 2,700 right there for just one single necklace. We are starting to get rich. Not as rich as we necessarily need to be. What is... Oh, I thought there was something in the bucket there. But we are definitely getting up there. And then we can, I guess, just go and add this to our money pile over here. Which, there's only 200 in there for now. Not quite 3,000. We'll just leave it there, although we'll probably be leaving this place to go somewhere else very soon in the future. And something I forgot about, let's get this back on the iron, or the fire, now that gets hot, is actually our shards. I want to do something with these. Nope, not what I needed to do. Dump those in there. And let's try to get this back before I forget. It was roughly here. Yeah, I'd really like to not make a big old mess with it. And we will drop that in. Make a bar. And this time we don't need to do anything special with it. We just need to bring it over to here. Get ourselves lined up with the hole here. No, come back. Open this up. Drop it on in there. Close it back up. And now we're using shard power. So, I mean, it's probably not very effective right here where it is because it's going through so many pipes. It'd probably be the most effective here. But it's giving us a little extra boost, I suppose. So now this thing should be working slightly better. I don't know if it makes it faster or just makes it mine up more bigger material. And then as for the iron, I guess we'll just leave it for right now. We'll leave the iron. And I guess it's looking like it's getting pretty dark. Let's sleep through the night. You can see how that kind of looks. It's really dark right here. It's almost pitch black. Oh, and there we go. So this is what the morning looks like. So hopefully we can more or less stay in the light. But I think this is a pretty good spot to end the video. We've gotten our automation all set up. Auto mining, and then... Oh, looks like that needs a bit of a repair. There we go. Next episode, I think we'll have to work on getting it so it automatically sorts. And then we should be pretty well set off to expand our empire, our little mining empire. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. Also consider subscribing, as that would greatly help me out and I would very much appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.